Jada got the money for her
Mm-hmm.
brother.
Yep.
I looked at him as okay. I don't know this person outside of the character that he's not the person, but if this person, the character that he was playing, if he was a real life person,
Mm-hmm.
this person outside of what we're looking at, again, don't know. Probably a
Mm-hmm.
good person, but I kind of feel like now this is where morale come in, and also my personal morale come in.
Mm-hmm.
If she needed some help, I sure I feel like I'm your auntie in a sense of this way right here because if she needed some help and I actually had the funds
Mm-hmm.
to give it to her for help first, if I'm doing anything, I'm not looking for nothing back in return.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not even looking for a thank you back.
Mm-hmm.
But it's dope if you do say that. I appreciate it. You know, that's dope. But that being said, if I had the funds to help her out, I wouldn't ask for sets in this case,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that first, the way that women get treated in the world,
Mm-hmm.
also knowing that I'm not the type of person that'll treat a woman or any other person in that sense like this, like
Mm-hmm.
he's treating her, and also added in the factor of I don't really I don't know. I've never been a prostitute, a
Mm-hmm.
stripper, but
Mm-hmm. You sure about that? But okay. I'm playing.
yeah, I'm
I'm playing.
absolutely sure about that. I do a lot of work on my knees,
Uh-huh.
but
But not that
but
work. Understood. No shame in the
but
game for sure.
also like I if I was if anything outside of those professions, would these people actually choose to be in this profession? No, that idea I'm getting. That's what I'm thinking to myself, not per se asking the
Mm-hmm.
question, but that's what I'm thinking to myself. Like, I don't think a prostitute actually wants to be a prostitute. You know, I don't think a stripper actually wants to be a stripper to a sense outside of what the world presents to them in order for survival to take to kick in. And good people, good people. The profession doesn't make you evil. What you do
Mm-hmm.
with the profession makes you evil, like the lawyers we talked about earlier. But
Mm-hmm.
again, going back to my man's and set it off,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't consider that person a good person, whether
Mm-hmm.
he do good deeds or not. Like that
Mm-hmm.
person is not a good person because you have the means to help someone.
Mm-hmm.
And not only is this transactional, okay, cool, help me with something. I can help you with something, but I actually really do need help with this something though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I actually do. But the transaction being what the transaction is, I don't think anybody will want to sell themselves in that manner.
Yeah. So let's talk about this situation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, he wasn't. Right. So let's talk about this particular right situation
Mm-hmm.
because you have, I think, a really great mixture of both the things that we have set up to this point, right? About
Mm-hmm.
what makes you a
Mm-hmm.
good person, what makes you a bad person, right? The intent behind his offer of help, the actions behind the offer of help, right? Because there's
Offer of
nothing
help.
wrong with
Mm-hmm.
having a transactional help thing. If
Mm-hmm.
everybody's agreed
Mm-hmm.
to, hey, I can help you with this thing, I need
Yep.
help with this, right?
Yep.
For
Yep.
some folks, you can operate from a place of like, hey, I just want to help you. I don't expect anything in return. Or what I would like in return if you're able to do it is not equal to the help that I'm giving, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
I might do this thing for you. Hey, buy me a cup of coffee the next time we hang out, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the only thank you for the help that I want. I use air quotes there,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Yep.
in
Yep.
this
Yep.
particular transaction, it was an ask for a thing that wasn't on the table in order to get the help. So therefore, to me, in this situation, I'm not being helpful. I'm telling you, I'm going to reward you for doing something I tell you to do,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to a I help you, you help me, right?
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
in my book, me personally, sex is not a help. Sex should be a agreed upon between the parties involved enjoyable exchange. And it should
Mm-hmm.
have no
Mm-hmm.
other things tied to it other
Mm-hmm.
than that enjoyable exchange. Whether that happens inside of or outside of a marriage, doesn't matter. It's an agreed upon,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
mutually beneficial, fun times. So
From the
in this
two parties
situation,
or more who
exactly,
in it.
exactly, right? Because again, I'm not here to kink shame. You do you. As long as my book is, as long as nobody's getting harmed and everybody's in agreement and on the table, enjoy your fucking selves. But in this situation, you don't have that. What you have is a person that is now in a position of power exacting payment for a service that they're delivering. And that's a different ball of wax than what we're talking about. So once you put that angle on it, no, you're not a good person because now you're in an upper hand. You're in the position of power that leaves the person that is on a lower level with no choice, really, to get what they need, right? And you're dealing with a thing that's like not a want, it's a need. She didn't just want help,
Mm-hmm.
she needed help.
Mm-hmm.
There
Mm-hmm.
wasn't an alternative. And that's why she was in the position she was in. So it's a very, very specific situation, right? It's very different than like, I need help moving a couch up a flight of stairs, right? That's
Absolutely.
a
Absolutely.
that's a want, okay? You could say, I'm gonna hire somebody to do that. There are people out there that you can pay to do that. You don't have to go to all your friends. Now, maybe you don't got the wallet for it. So it's got to sit for a hot second before you can bring it back, right? There are alternatives. But when you have somebody that is backed up with no other solution, it changes the dynamic. And when you then take advantage of that for your own personal benefit, you're not a good person because now it's not
Yeah.
help that I'm giving. Now it's I'm getting paid for this action. And when you make
Yeah.
it transactional in that way, it's not, right? Like to me, at least, I chalk it up
Yeah,
to
yeah. To me as
wow,
well.
you're a power hungry bastard, bad person, bad
Mm-hmm.
action. Can you come back from that? Possibly. If you recognize and you do the work, and this is where it comes into again knowing yourself
Mm-hmm. If you
and
go
go,
to
you
the
know what?
piccolo stages.
You know what I mean? You can. You can go, you know what? That shit that I pulled on you, like I recognize like that was really harmful. I didn't need to do that. I shouldn't have done it. I acknowledge that what I did was a really harmful thing and hurt you and I apologize for what that put on you.
Mm-hmm.
That starts bringing you back. But you got to do that work. You got to be
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
for me, accountable. And I go that comes from a place of empathy if you can come back from that and get to that place. A lot of people can't. Now, in that story, it
Mm-hmm.
serviced, right? The story that we're experiencing
Mm-hmm.
and set it off, right? So that what comes after makes a lot of sense, right? I do
But
think like in go
it's
ahead.
like I have come. Oh, I'm sorry. I have come across cats like that in real life. Like
Mm-hmm.
not me personally,
Mm-hmm.
like to me personally, but I have
Right.
witnessed
Mm-hmm.
it personally. Shoot, like, I even throw people I know in this category,
Mm-hmm.
like of what we just got finished talking about,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the person not evil,
Mm-hmm.
how we go by the word evil,
Mm-hmm. Has
but
done some evil shit.
I mean, like to me, that just
Mm-hmm.
first of all, I just think just doing anything that's with the intentions to to benefit you
Mm-hmm.
is just whack. I'm
Yep.
not saying you're not a good person
Mm-hmm.
or or even
Yep.
evil. I just
Mm-hmm.
think you just whack. Like if you're not doing it just because you feel like doing it or
Right.
actually want to do it, then
Yep.
I really didn't don't do it then,
Exactly. I'm 100%
nigga.
with you, right? Like just be honest. Okay? Like and excuse me. I wish more people had that thought process and operated in that way because I feel like
Yeah, you
that's
wouldn't
where
have no
so
Trumps in the
many
world.
we have so many misunderstandings between how we relate to each other on a friendship level,
Yes.
on a relationship level,
Mm-hmm.
because people are not honest about that, right? Like, excuse me, I'm gonna take it even lighter, right? On social settings, right? We joke all the time about not having the energy to go to somebody's thing, but like showing up because you're my friend and I should. And then you get there and it's like, all right, let's watch the clock. We got the plan for like how we're gonna escape. 2 drinks, maybe a couple dances. Then I'll go like this, you go like this. We'll head to the door. We won't even tell anybody. We'll just dip out, right? And we make those jokes, but there's a little bit of guilt behind it because again, I option from a place of like, we want to be good. We want our friends to know that we love them and we support them. So we want to go out to their thing and we want to give them that love, but also at the same time, I don't have the energy. And like, it's been a long week, but it's hard to not show up for people when they've showed up for you. So then there's that
Mm-hmm.
guilt and that
Mm-hmm.
empathy. And so you do show up, but then you make the plan to leave. Do you know how much better and how much more honest and how much better of a relationship it is when you go, hey friend, you know what? I support you 100%. I would love to, I don't know, send some food, buy a round of drinks, let me venue some money, but like I really don't have the energy and like right now I just for me need to sit on my couch and not do shit. I don't want to put on clothes and high heel shoes and fucking do make. I just don't have it. Do you know how much better of a relation it is to be honest as opposed to do the fake shit, be there for a couple minutes and dip out when people are expecting and looking for. But I feel like, at least for me, like I wrap it up into the, oh, but if I don't do it, I'm not being a good friend because in this relationship, it's give and take, and I'm supposed to do this and I'm supposed to do that. And then I go, wait, why am I supposed to do that? And I go, oh, because every single notion in my head from when I was a kid of like what you do as your friends is driven out of the teen movies that I watched of like everybody being pals and going to everybody's thing and sleeping
Mm-hmm.
over and right.
Mm-hmm.
And that societal thing is back here. And then as an adult, I go, no, Rochelle, adults understand, people understand. I don't always have energy. I don't always have empathy. Sometimes for me, I need some time for me. Friend, I'll get you on this other thing. I'll do it in another way. It can manifest in other ways. And when we're, to
Mm-hmm.
your point,
Mm-hmm.
honest about that, about who we are and
Yep.
where we are, and then communicate
Mm-hmm.
it, it's so much better. And I feel
Absolutely.
like more people who are our age and younger get that and are okay with communicating that. My mom could never communicate to her group of friends that no, she didn't have the energy to go out on the booze cruise this week. That wasn't a thing. It was like, hey, no, we always go out on Friday night. So like fucking put on your makeup, put on your shoes, get in a car, we go into the booze cruise, we leave the house at 7. And there were so many times where she was just drained, but she did it anyway because it was a societal and our group expectation. I'm real
That's
quick
real
now
too.
in my 40s to be like, listen, friend, I love you. I'm so sorry, but I really just have had it this week. I haven't got sleep. I need to sit on my couch and watch a shit ton of anime. I just want to eat popcorn in my pajamas. I don't want to put on makeup. I don't want to put on shoes. So I don't have it in me this week. I swear we will have a time when we connect, but it's just not good for me. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
so many people that operating in that way and thinking in that way is not. And then it magnifies out into, well, if I can't do this in a small situation and small relationship, then I can't do it in a bigger one and I can't do it in a bigger one. And so now you're going up through, now I can't do this in my neighborhood. I can't be honest with my PTA group and be like, y'all saying some really dumb shit right now. Like our kids need to be reading everything on the planet. They need to be asking questions because that's how we learn, not just being force fed. They need to be able to be like, I don't understand this. What does this mean? Can I interpret it this way? That's what they need, not
Mm-hmm.
we're going to restrict what you have access to because we only want you consuming this. We only want you
Yep. Yep.
thinking in this one way. We only want you accepting and not questioning.
Yes, I agree. Cause I'm gonna close it out with this. We've been going on for a
Mhm.
minute, but I dig it though. I
Yeah,
dig it.
I can run my mouth.
Oh, fuck. Well, I told you I already smoked, so I'm long winded. But I think a lot of it does play a part with survival. This good person thing. I think a lot of it
Mm-hmm.
does play a part with survival. And I think a nice portion of part of it plays with what you just said, what I call society.